Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of FPL Podcast with me, Brian, aka FPL Analysis, for a Gameweek 30 preview and also a Gameweek 29 review, blank Gameweek 29. And also, I will be discussing about the breaking news of blank Gameweek 32 involving several big teams having a blank following their advance to the next round of FA Cup. Okay, but we discuss further about my transfer plans, how it changed my initial plan for my transfer after the announcement of blank game week 32. Let's head straight to the main discussion first to discuss about the uh, review of blank game week 29. Okay, let's go. All right, so blank game week 29, I went into game week 29 with two free transfers, and I went from just wanting to make one transfer and roll the other into use two of them and even take a hit to make the third transfer following Bielsa's press conference that it seems that he is very certain that uh, Patrick Bamford will play in the match against Fulham. That makes me do or make my third transfer by taking a -4 hit. So in the end, I made three transfer. I shipped out Son, Gundogan, and Brewster for Moura, Lingard, and Patrick Bamford. And those three accumulated 32 points. So if I -4, it will give me a profit of 28 points between those three. So it's a very, very nice transfer that I have made. I'm very happy that I made this transfer. I almost went for Gareth Bale to replace Son, but I just want a little bit different because I thought that I have got back Bamford as my shield pick, so I will just go a bit differential with my Spurs midfield, and therefore I went with Lucas Moura. And finally, he got me 9 points. So, go through all the points that I had during the blank game with 29. I got 62 points in total, -4, so 58 points net. Got a green arrow from 113k, 113k to 88k. So very happy to get a green arrow, despite only fielding 9 players. So I got nine playing players only. So I'll go through the points one by one. So I got Martinez with 1 pointer. Kufal almost got an assist, but in the end become Suchek's goal, definitely wiping out his assist potential. So he got 0 point after a 3-3 draw against Arsenal. Ben White finally delivers a solid clean sheet, 6 points. Rafinha with 8, Lingard 12, Moura 9, Bamford 11, Maja 1, after only performing for the first half of the game before being substituted by Mitrovic, and Kane as my captain with 14 points. So total I got 62 -4, got 58 points net, bringing me a green arrow. Very happy to have a green arrow in the blank game week because I was thinking like I'm ready for a red arrow, uh, but and then I take a hit as well. Many of the managers probably playing their free hit, so they don't actually take any hit. And I went there with a -4, and I was very happy when I found out that actually Bamford scored 1 goal, 1 assist. He was the person that I brought in for a hit, and he pays off immediately. And happy days. Yeah, that is how blank game week 29 went for me. So I can say that it went pretty well. And finally, I get back to top 100k. Now, now the next one that I would like to discuss is of course game week 30. Okay, and as the moment of recording, I recorded this is actually on Tuesday 23rd March 2020, but probably I will be uploading this next week because we had an international break right now. So current planning, initial thought is that we are going to face an international break where normally during the international break I will try to hold my transfer as long as possible to find out that all the players that actually play in the national teams come back safely and without any injury. So I got one free transfer only from game week 30, and I think I will be holding it first until and after the international break finish to see my next move. Um, initially, I'll tell you about my transfer plan. Initially, for game week 30, initially, if everything goes well, no one injury and so on, I will be transferring in. I will try to bring in another Chelsea defenders. I'm planning to have a double Chelsea defense by bringing in Azpilicueta to replace my Michael Keane. So Keane out, Azpilicueta in. That was my very first initial thought ahead of game week 30. But following the breaking news of blank game week 32, where teams like Chelsea, Man City, Leicester, Southampton, Brighton, West Brom, Palace and Crystal Palace and Aston Villa, okay, they will have a blank game week in game week 32. That puts me off. Because if I bring in Azpilicueta in, let's say, for ahead of game week 30, I will only have 30 and 31. And after that, I need to ship him out again because they're 32. At the moment of um, recording, yeah, for the game week 32, I have quite lots of players that are actually blank. I have Martinez blank, I have Rudiger, I got Diaz, I got Kevin De Bruyne, I got who else at here? Quite lots of players that are actually blanking, for the game week 32. Therefore, I do not want to add another player. So following the announcement of this, my planning for the next few games, especially transfer in 30 and 31, okay, will be transfer in players that has a game to play in game week 32. That's my plan. Okay, so the lights of buying in the second Chelsea defender, I postpone it first probably until, let's say, game week 33 or 34 before I finally put it in. So following the announcement, we have to be careful that Chelsea, Man City, Leicester, Southampton, Brighton, West Brom, Palace, and Aston Villa. So those players are blank. So I got total like Rudiger 1, Diaz 2, Kevin De Bruyne 3, and then I got Ben White 4, and I got Martinez 5. So I totally got like around 5 players that are actually blanking out of 15. So I got 10 players to field. I'm trying my best to field 11 players right now. Okay, so basically not really have a major impact on me because I still can field 10 players in, but I'll try to put in 11 players to come in to play. Yeah, therefore, I decide to change my transfer plans because of this announcement. So I would like to go through first this is how my transfer plans will look like probably. I'm trying to tell you how I tinker with my team probably that okay. Following the announcement of blank game week 32. So let's assume that after international break, no one is injured. Okay, no one is injured, everyone is fine. Okay, then in game week 30, I would possibly bang my transfer. Okay, so I have 2 free transfers ahead of game week 31, and ahead of game week 31, I will be bringing double Wolves. Okay, Wolverhampton Wanderers, double Wolves. The first one is probably the keeper, so Nick Pope out for either Patricio if Patricio is fit, or John Rudy if Patricio is not fit. And then the other transfer is to transfer out Michael Keane for Connor Cody, most possibly. Okay, so I will have a double Wolves defense, I can put it like that, 1 goalkeeper and 1 defender. And then ahead of game week 32, I'll take a -4 to ship out Kevin De Bruyne and Ruben Diaz. I know it's crazy, but we have to understand that since Man City blank in 32, they are also blank in 33. So I can see that ahead of game week 32, Man City assets will be shipped out massively, I guess, because they will have 2 consecutive blanks, 32 and 33. This is what we have to keep in mind. So they're going to go down in price and so on. So I think that everybody will be shipping out their Man City assets, including myself, I guess. So Diaz and Kevin De Bruyne probably out for Jota, probably from Liverpool. And one more is to bring in Kieran Tierney from Arsenal. That's my initial plan, okay? So if that really runs well, I'll take a -4 ahead of game week 32 to bring in Tierney and also Jota in place of Kevin De Bruyne and Ruben Dias, because Diaz and Kevin De Bruyne will have two blanks in a row. So I'm not going to put lots of money in on my bench, and with the potential that they have, um, the price decline, price fall. So I won't do that. So I think game week 32 will be the time I say goodbye for temporary, possibly. Yeah, temporary. Say goodbye to my two City assets. Gundogan is already out from my team anyway, so left Kevin De Bruyne and Diaz, they are going to be out as well. And 34, 35, when they have a rearranged double game week, probably that's the time where I will bring them back to my team. So that's so far how my transfer plans will look like. So bank transfer game week 30, 31, I'll bring two Wolves player, probably double defense, and then 30, ahead of 32, I'll have take a hit to ship out Kevin De Bruyne and Diaz for Tierney possibly, and Jota. All right, that's how my transfer plans for game week 30. So bank transfer. Now let's talk about the captaincy option for captaincy picks for game week 30. Now, captaincy picks for game week 30, I think still need to mention, I think Harry Kane against Newcastle is a good option. Bruno against Brighton is another good option. And Patrick Bamford or Rafinha, if you have one, they are fighting against Sheffield United, which I think there will be goals there. And for the differential, I will throw around two names maybe. The first one maybe maybe Ziyech. Yeah, maybe Hakim Ziyech is the first differential. Chelsea against West Bromwich Albion. And Ziyech starts to find, I think, his touchback as a goal. He scored 2 goals in the last 2 matches. So I think Ziyech could be a very massive differential. If you want a left field option, probably Dallas is not the worst case as well. He is playing as a defender. Sorry, listed as a defender, playing as a midfielder. So he's an out of position player. So Dallas against Sheffield United, I can see clean sheet there, and most potentially there might be a goal from Dallas. So those are the two differential picks for me, Ziyech and Dallas. And of course the captaincy for myself, for my own team, probably I will still leave it in Kane, because he has been doing quite well for me for the last few game weeks. So probably just stay loyal to him. All right. Yeah, I guess that's it. The one that I want to share about my transfer plans and captain picks for game week 30. If you enjoy the content, leave a like, hit that subscribe button. Thank you for all your support. Until then, enjoy the international break. Hold your transfer as long as possible. Good luck for game week 30. I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.